Order the workshop meeting, and let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's have a roll call, please.
President Dobler,
Present.
Vice President Jones, Commissioner Scholar, Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Commissioner Darrow,
Here.
Solicitor Levada.
Here.
Manager Patterson. Here.
Before we go any further, let me welcome Dan Dara.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the January 18th, 2016 legislative meeting.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Everybody get a chance to read them. We'll take a look at them. Any changes? All those in favor say, I'm sorry?
I already did.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Their motion to approve the January 25th, 2016 minutes of the special meeting. Minutes of the special meeting. Oh, excuse me.
President Douglas, if I may, real quick, because the court reporter would like to head out, could I give her the exhibits?
Surely.
Thank you.
Did you get the exhibit 7?
Is that marked
Yeah.
in this package? Number 7?
Yes, I have it.
You have one?
Okay. I'll trade you one, it's already marked.
Oh, sure. You can write 6 on that bottom of that too, if you don't mind. Sure.
Not to be overly technical, but I'm not sure we have a quorum that can approve the special meeting minutes, do we? Dan wasn't on the board then.
I don't know if there are rules about you had to be there to approve the minutes.
I don't believe that there are.
Okay.
There's a quorum to open the meetings.
All right. Does anybody have a motion to approve the January 25th, 2016 special meeting minutes?
So move. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Prior to the meeting, we had a public hearing concerning the vacating of Habala Road, and our packet has a proposed motion in it. Would anybody like to make that motion?
So moved. Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second, and Commissioner Dara, I take it your motion is to adopt the proposed motion as it
It
as
is.
it is? Okay. Is there any further discussion? I mean, I want to go on record as saying that I think that Habala Road is problematic and has been problematic for us for a long time. And frankly, I don't think that there's anything that would be wise for the township short of entertaining this petition to vacate Habala Road. So my vote will be in favor of the motion. Any other discussion? All right, so the motion is to adopt the ordinance to vacate Habala Road. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You want to do a roll call vote? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
President Dobler,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Darrow.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next is a discussion of the HVAC maintenance agreement. Gwen, take it away.
Tom had someone come in, we have some older equipment in the building, and he had someone come in to give us a proposal just for an annual maintenance agreement so that we can catch problems hopefully before they start. And you have the agreement in your packet. I think it's 816. We have 3 units, 1 on the roof of this building and 2, or this room, and 2 in the maintenance closet down the hall.
Have we had a prior maintenance agreement with anyone?
We have not. No, this company installed it, and we've just been, having them check it as we've needed it before. We've not had a maintenance agreement before.
Okay.
2D installed.
I know they installed the 2 in there. I'm not sure, but I think they did this roof unit also. It was before.
And when was that? How old was the equipment?
The 2 units in the hallway were probably 2006 or 2007, and the roof unit was a couple years before that. We're on 10 years, close to 10 years old for,
The roof is.
the roof is probably 12 years old.
Do we have a guess about the useful life expectancy of that equipment? Have they told us how long you think it's gonna last?
They haven't.
I've used
The expected
Tootie
life.
for my HVAC system at home. They're pretty straight up about telling you
Yeah.
whether the unit's worth keeping him online or needs to be replaced.
Expected life of those are 12 to 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, there's two thoughts. I agree that we use 2D as well, and I've always been happy with them and thought that they were straight shooters. I mean, I guess whatever. I guess the only question is, do we think it's worth getting another bid?
Up to you.
For $816 a year, if the people that installed it, that we all sort of have personal knowledge dealing with, I'm not.
I spend $180, $190 a year for a maintenance contract on a single furnace and
Yeah.
HVAC system for a home,
With
so.
2D?
But
Okay.
they come out twice a year and, you don't pay for the service call. If there is something that happens urgently, they do show up like they say they're gonna show up.
Okay, well, shall we vote on this tonight? Does anybody want to make this motion tonight, or do you want to save this until next week?
I'd make a motion. I think it's fine. I read it from Sim Stern.
Okay,
I'll
so,
second.
Straightforward and quite complete.
all right, so the motion is to adopt the preventative maintenance agreement.
Yes.
Second, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Discussion of credit card policy.
What you have in front of you, and you just received this evening, so I would not expect a vote yet because you need time to read it and just edit it if you'd like, is a copy of the proposed credit card use policy. In the last year and a half, we've adopted multiple policies on the advice of our auditor to, just kind of firm up what we have and what our rules are. And the credit card policy is the latest. There's going to be a much larger financial policy one coming that's going to take some committee input because it's a lot of things encompassing that one. But what you have tonight is the proposed credit card policy. It covers the cards that we have in the township, the rules, who can use them, and what kind of expenses are allowed and not allowed. And it is based on some models that I found, plus also the practices that we already use.
What model? Where'd you find the model?
Online. Just picked a couple other municipal credit card policies.
Okay, and as you said, I'm kind of going through this right now, but let me ask you some questions about your purchases that are permitted are pre-approved by whom? By us?
Generally, like the kinds of purchases that are often, like, it's more like the manual check process. We have certain bills that we pay without them being presented on the bill list because it's insurance, it's those kinds of things that come up routinely, and so you're comfortable with them. Give me a paragraph.
Paragraph A.
Yes, sometimes for certain things are pre-approved, which mean the board authorizes us to make a purchase. We then use the credit card to make the purchase rather
Okay.
than another account.
Well, I guess that's my question is when do you use a check? When do you write a check and when do you use a credit card?
That will probably be more spelled out, firmly in the financial use policy, but generally I use the credit card to go to the post office because you go down and you buy stamps, you have mailings, you don't know in advance how much it's going to be, so it's hard to write the check for how much it's going to be. We use them for online purchases. I buy our ink for our printers online. If we buy other computer equipment online, we use it. That's basically the extent of what I use it for. Tom also has a card and he uses it for any kind of, you'll read further, purchases that is an emergency purchase and we don't have time to set up the whole vendor paperwork, or any kind of purchase that is more of a one-time use or is kind of a place that doesn't really deal with municipal clients very often and is not comfortable or familiar with we pay within 45 days concept. So you will see, I mean, you see the bills every month, they don't get used very much.
Is this the initial credit card purchase agreement policy?
Yes, we haven't had
You haven't
a
had
formal
one?
one before, right?
Okay.
You're comfortable that the reconciliation policy will be able to make sure that what's supposed to be happening is happening?
It is, I am, we've been doing it this way for years and the auditor has approved it. It's anytime anybody makes a purchase, they have to have the receipt, and if it's not clearly explained what the purchase is, you have to explain what the purchase is on the receipt. The receipts are then handed in immediately, kept with the invoice, and then filed with the invoice so that they are always there for future review. And I will say in the time I've been here, I've not seen any, no one has crossed personal and work, because we do not allow that. We do not allow a system where you could make a bunch of purchases and then reimburse the township for the use. We don't mingle.
Now, in your process, do you triangulate
What do
a
you,
purchase order or receipt plus, or if you receive a bill plus the check, you have to have all of those three in file?
we do. Mhm. Yes, every bill that we receive must have backup to explain, if it's a purchase like this, we have to have the receipt.
Yeah, well, that's sort of standard, but you keep your payable, your check
We do keep,
in the file with those,
With the-
with those
with
two
the-
documents.
yes, we do.
All right.
Copy of check stays with every invoice.
And when we speak of credit cards, we're not talking about debit cards. We're talking about credit.
No, they're
cards.
credit cards, right? They're not debit cards.
And the only two of you that have bank credit cards are you and Tom? Okay. I don't have any other questions. Somebody else have any questions?
Who audits or controls the gasoline credit cards?
They hand in a receipt every month, and then we receive the invoice from the company, and then the company, then the credit card is more like, that one is more,
That's running.
yeah, it's right. They give us the receipt, then we get the invoice every month. It says this is what you spent, and it always matches, the purchase, the date, the gallonage. It's always that way. And then we keep all the documentation, all the checks, and then it's audited every year during the audit.
Okay.
Do you check like mileage on the vehicles month to month to see if it matches up seemingly with the amount of gas purchases?
I don't check the mileage on the vehicles. I know that I can definitely tell you that the gas purchases are much higher in the winter because they're plowing and they're out just driving. And, we can have $150 total in August and $400 or $500 in January.
Right.
The mileage is printed out on the invoice.
I'm sorry?
The mileage is printed out.
On the invoice? Okay.
The mileage are on the receipt. It's printed out
Okay.
I'm sorry, on whose invoice?
on the
From the-
Gilman, the invoice. that comes.
Okay. So somebody's checking it.
Anything else? All right, why don't you put this on our agenda for next week, please? Any old business to discuss? Any new business to discuss? I have one issue. I had a meeting or a telephone conversation with a reporter from the Swickley Herald who asked, we talked about a number of things, and one of the things that we discussed was our road survey. And she asked if I would provide her with a copy of that road survey and our priority for
Oh, the paving?
For paving.
Paving
Yeah.
sort? Okay.
Sounds to me as if the story she's going to run is, this is our plan, these are the roads, this is the order we're going to pave them in.
Gonna put some weasel words in there.
Why did she ask?
Why did she ask?
Yeah.
That's because she's going to run that story. That's my understanding. She's going to run a story that we've completed that survey, and that this is our priority of roads. So I have a motion that we
Okay.
permit that document to be.
It's a public document.
Apparently it's not. I would have
It's not?
assumed that it was as well, but Harlan said that it was prepared in a deliberative process and would not be considered a public document unless and until we authorized it to be public. So that's my motion, is that we permit that document to be a public document.
Seconded.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other new business? Citizen participation. Anybody have anything they want to say?
Just listening.
Just
I
listening.
haven't been to a meeting for a long time, so I just wanted to see, and especially like I said, with everything going with my dad and then with Masonic, right? It's better to get kind of a fresh eye and to hear and to see how the meetings are being done now compared to the past.
Good. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you anytime.
Y'all come back.
And the other thing I say as often as I can is that we record all these meetings and they're online and they're broken up. So if you give me your email address before we leave, you can get an email after every meeting where we tell you everything we talked about. So you don't have to come here to stay in touch with everything that's going on.
Well, that's the nice thing about the township. Everybody on this half knows, and sometimes we know some over in Weber and stuff like that. So, we hear by bits and pieces too. So,
Yeah, good. Well, let us know if we can do anything. All right. All right. If there's nothing else, we're adjourned.
Thank you.